Johnson joined by Shaquille O'Neal. Kenny the Jet Smith, thanks for tuning in. You're watching the NBA on 2K Sports. Tonight, it'll be the Detroit Pistons going up against the New York Knicks. For the Knicks, they're looking to come out strong and make their mark early. They have to look at this game as a great opportunity to do just that. Detroit had some players leave over the summer and over last season as well. It's a young team. Looks like they're going to try and build around Andre Drummond. How do they go about that, Kenny?
Well, Drummond's not a big threat from the outside. So, you have to have a stretch four that could help him out a lot. Then he'd have room for interior. They drafted Stanley Johnson. The kid is going to be pretty special. And spacing around the perimeter is going to help. And that will make Detroit a much better team.
I like Drummond as a big man. He can run the floor very well. So I wouldn't be surprised if they kept looking for players who can push and play in the open floor, get them the ball inside, easy transition buckets.
Andre Drummond, a guy who leaves it all on the floor, and when he's not on the floor, I understand he's a big 2K gamer.
Yeah,
that's what I hear.
He's pretty good at it.
Yeah, Kevin Harlan standing by. Kev.
It's an all-Eastern Conference matchup in today's game as the Knicks come into town for this one. We're in the palace of Auburn Hills. The Pistons are playing before their hometown crowd here in the Detroit area. We're all set to bring you NBA action. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. And it's the Pistons to start out. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. On the court for the Knicks, we've got Robin Lopez. Anthony is out there with Porzingis. Then it's Vujacic, and it's Calderon in at the point guard position. Here's Anthony. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
Offensively, he can be the engine that drives them at any given time.
Harris a screen on Calderon. Jackson kicks to Harris. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson.
I like that, getting their offense started with a high-quality look down low.
Yeah, high percentage shot, and the more points you can get inside, I think the better off they'll be as the game progresses. Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
From deep, 3-point. Oh, he hits it! How about that shot?
Big time, big time.
Incredible.
Wow, what a miracle heave to finish off the quarter. How'd he get that one to go?
I don't know, but I think that's a 2% shot. He'd make 2 out of 100 of those if you gave him to him.
And some tough time for the Knicks, but you listen to Carmelo Anthony, it's clear he's invested in this franchise. Knicks fans rooting for Carmelo to help make New York a playoff venue once again.
And you know what? It's going to take a lot more than Carmelo playing strong to get the Knicks back into the playoffs and to make them a destination to where NBA stars want to come.
Well, up to this point, a closely contested game as we start the second quarter. And guys, what's your take on the Pistons so far?
It's been about how solid they've been offensively here, really tuned in with one another.
Good ball movement, and it's paid off on the scoreboard.
And New York, looking at who they've got. Derek Williams is out there with Kevin Serafin. Then there's Aflalo. Then it's Anthony. And it's Grant in at the point.
Gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
The first one falls. Last season ended with the Knicks pretty much packing it in, but Clark, it didn't start out that way.
You know what? Not at all. I mean, the Knicks were picked by many, Kevin, to be a playoff team last season. Clearly, things did not go as planned.
And the Pistons making a change here. Baines is checked in. Langston Galloway's checked in for New York.
And it became clear, that thinking about the Knicks again, I mean, it made sense for a team with injuries and being in disarray on the floor to just battle for that lottery.
Now here's Jackson. Jaren Grant missing his last shot. Galloway, the pass to Williams. Galloway kicks to Grant. Some nice passing by New York here. Williams' shot is off. Johnson dishes to Jackson. Can't hit the free throw line jump. And a pretty tightly contested game here as we end the first half. Pistons lead by 2. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from the Palace of Auburn Hills.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
I would call that a competitive first half of action. Ernie Johnson here welcoming you back to the 2K Sports Halftime Show with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. It was a closely contested first quarter for Detroit. At the end of the period, they held a 3-point lead. The second quarter saw them lose just a fraction of the lead they held at the end of the first, as they're now ahead by 2 points at the half. Kenny, what's your take on Detroit so far?
They were clearly a better shooting team. Their play calling and execution were on point. It wasn't a dominant performance, but you did get an idea of how efficient they can be. They'll need to continue that kind of shooting if they want to pull away in the second half.
And Shaq, what are your thoughts on New York?
I like to see them create more points in the paint. The problem nowadays is that defenses can sag in, take away angles for entry passes, quickly double. So you got to be creative. Inside screens, back cuts, drive and dish. You need to do whatever it takes to get the guy open.
And now, folks, it's just about time for the third quarter to begin. We will see you after the final buzzer.
Welcome back, everyone. The second half about to get underway, and it's been a close one so far. Pistons on defense. The lead is 2. Jackson and Caldwell Pope, the guards. Andre Drummond is out there with Marcus Morris. And it's Harris in at the 3 spot. That's the group for Detroit right now.
That's a huge basket. Just taking advantage of the size mismatch and able to drain that mid-range jump shot. Real good basket.
Superb assist there. Played the role of maestro on that one.
And here's Calderon following Marcus Morris's 3.
A room service dime by Jose Calderon.
Here's Jackson. Drummond the screen. It's Jackson with the drive. And that one's good. Drummond.
Nice move and finish. I think the halftime break really gave him a second win.
Here's Lopez. That's short off the rim. Morris outside. Jackson. And released it in time, but it's off the mark. And we just finished the third quarter, and we've got a tight ball game here. Pistons ahead, leading by 3. And we're coming back in just a moment. Get ready for the fourth quarter of action when we return. fourth quarter of action getting underway. We've had a great one so far with both sides coming to play. And Detroit has possession. It's a three-point game. And on the floor for New York here in the fourth. Porzingis is out there with Anthony. Then there's Robin Lopez. Then there's Aflalo. And it's Galloway in at the one spot. Morris. The Knicks pull it in.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
Shooting for Detroit, Marcus Morris.
He hits the first one, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. Jackson, he's checked in for Jody Meeks. And a switcher also for New York. Calderon's checked in. So he gets them both, and it's a 5-point game.
And that makes it a 2-possession game now. Those could turn out to be vital free throws.
Ladies and gentlemen, Detroit Pistons dancers.
Get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Hey guys, well, Kurt Rambis had some advice for the team in that last break. He wants them to pick it up and really go for it right now, saying, no time like the present, gentlemen. Embrace it. Embrace the spotlight, and let's make it happen. Kevin, let's see what they can do.
And no excuse there for missing that one after being freed up by a great pick.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, they came away empty, but they got the look they wanted, and really, I like the movement and communication there.
He doesn't hit the first, and that was the one they really wanted. He's got one more, though. And the second of 2 is good. That increases their lead to 6. Here's Calderon. Dishes it to Carmelo. The 10-footer. Money! And now they trail by just 4. And they need to stop the clock, so there's a foul.
And you know what? Smart foul. You got to try and extend the game.
Sure. It's not over. The clock is as much a problem for them as the score is right now, so they've got to try to manage it.
Good on the first, and that puts them up by 5. And so he drops them both. It's a 6-point ball game.
No mistakes there. I think you can close the book on this one, guys. It's done.
There's 14 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. It's good. What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3. And there's the intentional foul. No choice but to stop the clock here. Gets the first, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. And so both free throws are good, and it's a 5-point game. Aflalo outside. Now the pass to Porzingis. 3-pointer. And so the Pistons take the win. They didn't make it easy on themselves or their fans, but Clark, in the end, everyone satisfied.
Yeah, you know, it looked like for a moment there the outcome was in doubt, but give them a lot of credit for hanging tough, persevering, and finishing strong.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. This is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Welcome back, Ernie Johnson, along with Shaq and Kenny the Jet. Let's quickly move forward now to the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Reggie Jackson. He stepped up his game tonight, getting it done all game long and making the plays whenever they needed him to.
Just a sensational performance on a lot of levels, Ernie. Too many levels to talk about. Man, in some game, he's in the background. He doesn't get the chance to be the star of the show, but not tonight. He's the star tonight. Put him on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
He was on his game tonight from an offensive standpoint, whether it was scoring the basketball or distributing. He gave the defense all sorts of problems. I love seeing a player in that kind of offensive rhythm that he was in tonight. He commanded the situation at all times.
And that's it for our broadcast here tonight. But we're just getting started on a new season in the NBA. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. We'll see you again soon.